So I tested 5 Claude AI side hustles, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly which ones can actually make you real money and which ones are pure slop that everyone is wasting their damn time on. And the reason I can talk on this is because there was a time where I started a side hustle that ended up making me over $10 million. But there were dozens of other side hustles I tried that made me zero or even lost me money. And so I am dedicated to helping you as well as my community members who have generated over $100 million in results find the best side hustles for them. But here's the part that nobody tells you. There is no such thing as a perfect side hustle. Shopify, Amazon FBA, SMMA, flipping websites, real estate, etc. I have tried all of them. And around the pandemic, I tried this thing called the Booty Kit, which was an at-home workout product. And I tried selling it on Amazon FBA as well as selling it on Shopify with drop shipping. But none of the side hustles that I tried worked, and my bank account was constantly very close to $0. And this is until I figured out the foundation that every successful side hustle online actually runs on. And now with Claude AI deleting the bottleneck that used to stop most people from doing it, it has become an unfair advantage. Now, most AI side hustle content right now is complete. It is garbage made by people who have never made a real dollar outside of just telling other people how to make money. But I started a career training business helping other people get jobs and got that to multiple 7 figures a year before I ever taught anybody else how to do side hustles or make money online themselves. So if you appreciate me actually testing this stuff out for you and telling you what works instead of selling you another course, then go ahead and let me know by gently cheersing that like button. And let's go ahead and jump in the computer and get started right now. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the Booty Kit. So this is exactly what it sounds like. It's an at-home workout product to work out your booty. Now, at the time that I started this, fitness was blowing up and everyone was working out at home. And so it seemed like a sure thing, right? I had a winning product, I ran some ads, I posted some content, right? So the first one I tried was Amazon FBA and that failed. I tried Shopify dropshipping, but pretty much nobody bought, right? So I sat on the inventory, I burned ad spend, and my bank account got closer and closer to $0. And it had nothing to do with the product. The product was completely fine. The market was hot. Other people were buying similar products from other sellers. I just had no audience, right? Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew that I existed. And nobody knew that the brand existed. And that, by the way, is the only thing that mattered. But then chapter number 2 is I basically tried the exact same thing, but with Shopify drop shipping. At first with very similar products, and then I tried other products as well. Oh boy. So this is the laptop lifestyle pitch, right? You see the YouTube ads, the guy with the Lambo on a beach. I made $50K in a month from my Shopify store. And I bought in, I built a store, I ran Facebook ads, and for about 2 weeks, I got a few sales here and there. I thought I'd cracked it. But then Meta jacked up the CPMs, other people started copying me, selling the exact same products, and it became a race to the bottom. My ad costs doubled, my margins flatlined, and the truth hit me hard. I was not running a business, I was running a slot machine. Every dollar that I made went straight back into ad spend. I never owned the customer, I never owned the audience. Meta, and the person actually selling the product, did. And the moment I stopped feeding it cash, the money stopped. So it was the same problem as the Booty Kit. I was renting traffic, but I did not own a single human relationship with the people buying my stuff. Then let's move on to the next side hustle I tried, which was SMMA, or social media marketing agency. And the pitch here is you sign up for a local business, you run their Facebook ads, you charge them a retainer. And this was of course the Iman Gadzhi era, right? Everyone on YouTube was selling SMMA courses, so I tried it. So I cold DM'd dozens of local businesses every single day. I closed maybe 2 of them, and then I had to actually do the work. And here's what I realized. Even when SMMA works, it is a job. This is not a side hustle. Okay, this is a full-time job. And anyone trying to tell you that this is a side hustle is selling you a load of okay? I remember trying to go on a date or hang out with my friends, and my clients would be calling me, telling me to do stuff that I didn't even agree to when we first signed the contract. They basically treated me worse than any of their employees. I was almost like a slave to them. But if I didn't do what they wanted me to do, I'd lose the account and then I'd stop making money. And also, if you stop sending DMs, the pipeline dries up. You stop running their ads, or if your ads aren't working really well, they fire you. You take a week off, your income drops by 40%. So I was not building a business, I was building a slightly fancier version of being employed that was about 10 times harder, and I had to work about 10 times more than being employed. And I made less than the amount of money I was making in my normal job, right? No leverage, no audience, no moat, just me, my laptop, and an empty DM inbox, and lots of regrets. Now, I will say that I think SMMA is one of the better options, but if you're thinking of it like a side hustle, it's not. It is not a side hustle at all. And some of these people will tell you, oh, well, you can just get the clients and then you can outsource the work to somebody else. Yeah, you're gonna get fired in about half a week if you do that. But anyways, I digress. The next side hustle I tried was the flipping game, right? So I tried flipping physical products, and then I tried flipping websites, and then I tried flipping domains. And it's the same basic idea. You buy something cheap and you sell it for more. And it works sometimes. But here's what nobody tells you. Flipping only works if somebody else already wants what you're selling. You are not building an audience. You are betting that the market does the work for you, right? So some flips worked, most did not. And the ones that did worked because I got lucky and the timing was on my side. But then I noticed something, because some of these side hustles didn't work out for me. Some of them worked, but I couldn't really find sustainable success. But they all had one thing in common. And that is every single one of these side hustles that I tried, the booty kit, Shopify, SMMA, flipping, they all failed for the exact same reason. None of them solved the one problem that actually mattered. And this is the next side hustle on the list. You see, Amazon FBA, dropshipping, SMMA, flipping, these are not bad business models. And by the way, I tried lots of other side hustles outside of that, and people have made fortunes with every single one of the side hustles that I tried. They all work. They just need one thing first, and that is traffic, eyeballs, views, an audience. Without it, every business is a great store in the middle of the desert. Nobody walks by and nobody buys. And it's almost impossible to sell. And when I figured that out, I gave one specific side hustle another shot. The one that actually creates the audience that makes every other side hustle work. And that is side hustle number 5, the traffic engine. So this is the one that actually worked, and that was YouTube, right? I tried it, I quit it, I came back to it, and the second time around, it changed everything for me. So YouTube is not just a side hustle. YouTube is the foundation that every other side hustle on the list actually needs to work. So here's the analogy. Picture a city. The real estate prices in any city depend on one thing, which is foot traffic. You can put the exact same building in the middle of the desert or on Times Square, same building, wildly different value, because Times Square has the foot traffic. YouTube is Times Square. Everything else that you sell, the products, the services, the coaching, the courses, the ads, the sponsorship, it sits on top of that traffic. And the way that I actually figured all this out is I had a mentor, and his name was Sam. And at the time, I was living in a house full of 7 other guys, all trying to figure out their next move. This was supposed to be like an entrepreneur house. Some of them were entrepreneurs, some of them, let's just say, weren't. But I met Sam during this time, and he was basically from Lebanon, and he barely spoke English. And he ran a wedding photography business in Las Vegas, and he had a very small YouTube channel, less than 10,000 subscribers, and he was using that to feed into his wedding photography business. And not only was he selling packages for wedding photography, but he was also selling courses as well. Now, his channel had less than 10,000 subscribers, and he was making between $10,000 to $20,000 a month between all of his sources of income from his wedding photography business. Now, at the time, I had spent a lot of time in LA. I'd met influencers and YouTubers that had millions of subscribers and millions of followers and were completely broke. They could barely pay their rent. And here was this guy with less than 10,000 subscribers making more money than most of them. So Sam taught me what a proper monetization method actually looks like. And he taught me how a small channel can make big money if you do it right. And once I figured that out, everything changed for me. I started getting incredible results myself with my YouTube channel, and I started teaching it to other people. Take Carla. She's a community member of mine. Her channel had about 1,400 subscribers, and most of her videos had under 200 views. Like, most of her videos were literally only getting 100 to 200 views if she was lucky. And she was able to land a single client contract, just one single client contract worth over $106,000 from her videos, right? 1,400 subscribers, 100 to 200 views per video, $106,000 for a single client contract. Because in her niche, the audience is so specific and so high value that one viewer can be worth $10,000 or more. And that is the entire premise of every play that I'm about to show you. Now, here's the part that nobody told me back then. The reason that 99% of people who try YouTube quit before they get there is the amount of time that they think it takes to make a YouTube video. And a lot of that has to do with the script. So writing a YouTube video used to take like 10 to 15 hours if you wanted to write like a really good one. You had to find the idea, do the research, structure it, you had to write it, you had to do the hooks. Then afterwards, you'd have to record it and do the editing. And for most people, that is the whole job. But Claude just deleted that bottleneck. So here's how to get started with this. Pick a niche with an affluent audience, right? It doesn't have to be a super affluent audience, but generally speaking, if you pick a niche that people from first world English speaking countries are interested in, then it's probably gonna be a pretty good niche. But so it doesn't have to be the biggest possible audience, but it does have to be the most valuable audience. Then drop the niche into Claude using the prompt below. get a 30 video content calendar with titles, hooks, and structures, then buy a $30 tripod or just put your camera on top of a stack of books, record on your phone, or even record on the webcam on your laptop, and then upload weekly. The traffic is what is going to unlock everything else in the video. So like I said, the Claude prompt is up on the screen. You can just literally screenshot it, put it into Claude. Make sure you have it interview you until it has enough context to give you a good answer. Now, by the way, I'm gonna put a bundle of Claude prompts and Claude skills down below that you can follow along with while you do this video. So click down there to check that out. Now, by the way, if you're thinking you need a fancy camera or anything like that, I'm totally 100% serious when I say that you can literally just use your phone or use the webcam on your laptop. If you don't believe me, just look at our community member, Nurse Jen. Nurse Jen literally just used her laptop and the webcam on her laptop and recorded these videos. And within the first month of posting, she had 2 videos get to over 500,000 views, and she was making a full-time income from her channel. And she was doing it literally just talking about stuff that she already talks about with her patients every single day. And if you're thinking, well, Shane, I have no idea what niche to choose. Well, you're in luck because we created a Claude Skills niche validator that has been trained on thousands of hours of helping people choose their ideal niche. And we are giving it away at the free live training that we are doing this week. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below to attend that.
All right, guys, quick break. This video is sponsored by me. I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing a live training this week where I'm going to be revealing the YouTube content advantage in 2026. It is a completely free training, no strings attached. In fact, I'm giving away even more bonuses at the training. Just as an example, I'm going to be giving away my niche validator. And this is going to be available for both Claude as well as ChatGPT, which is a super valuable piece of software where you can finally figure out what the best niche for you is. So do not miss out on this training. Make sure you sign up for it down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you only get it if you join the training. So if you don't join now, you might miss it. But that being said, in the workshop, you'll get to meet me. You'll get to ask me questions directly. So I look forward to meeting you. So click the link in the description, the pinned comment below. Make sure you put it on your calendar. And if for whatever reason you missed out on it, you weren't able to attend, make sure you still click that link, because we might be having workshops in the future as well, and you'll be the first to know about it. So yeah, hope to see you there. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Okay, so now that you have YouTube in place, now we can talk about the actual side hustles, the 5 that I actually tested that actually paid and work incredibly well, especially if you have an audience. And the first one is the waiting room. So remember SMMA chapter 3, cold DMing local businesses? Well, this is the same business model, sort of, but flipped. Instead of chasing clients, clients chase you. So most people in the help businesses or do something for clients world are running on cold email outreach, and that is a never-ending hamster wheel. You DM 100 people, 98 of them ignore you, 2 reply, and probably none of them sign up. But if you're really lucky, maybe 1 signs up, probably like once a week or once a month, and then tomorrow you gotta do it again. This is the model that broke me 3 side hustles ago. Now, there is a different model, and it's called the waiting room. Okay, so here's the analogy. Picture a doctor, specifically a specialist with all the right credentials on the wall. Does that doctor have to cold call patients? Of course not. The waiting room is full because the diplomas on the wall do the selling for him. Now, by the time someone is in the waiting room, they're not asking, are you qualified? They're asking, when can you see me? And on YouTube, every video you upload is another diploma on the wall. So by the time someone watches 20 of your videos, they've already decided that you are the expert, right? They booked the call and you just have to show up, right? So there's not really much convincing that you have to do. The most selling you have to do is just being like a cashier. And of course, you can easily hire other cashiers to do that for you. So a good example of this is Josh, who's a community member of mine, right? So when Josh first started working with us, he was making less than $1,000 a month, and we helped him get all the way up to $186,000 in a single month. And he works in the IT and cybersecurity niche. This is a big technical career. And of course, he hated cold outreach. He's an introvert and he does not want to be cold outreaching to people. But he built a YouTube channel teaching the stuff that he was already good at, the exact problems that his future clients were trying to solve. And he has pulled an estimated $186,000 in a single month from that channel. And he did this as a small audience at the time, and now he's grown his channel to over 200,000 subscribers. No ads, no cold DMing CEOs. He uploads videos, the right people watch them, they book a call, or they join his program, and deals close on autopilot. So the diploma wall sells for him while he sleeps. And the only thing standing between most people and this exact result is writing the scripts and doing a lot of the busy work required to do a video. And that is what Claude eliminates. So pick the skills that you already know, the ones that maybe your current job pays you for already, or the ones that your friends keep asking you about because you're really good at it, or something that you just obsessively watch stuff on and you're really obsessed with it and you're just very passionate about it. And again, attend the live training if you're not sure what to pick, but then decide what you want to sell the people in your waiting room: coaching, done-for-you services, consulting, or a high-ticket program. And then drop your topic into Claude using the prompt below and record your first 5 videos, and each one is another diploma on the wall. So like I said, here's the prompt, copy and paste this, fill in the blanks, and then of course, as always, ask it to interview you until it has enough context to give you the best answer, and that is how you can get started. Okay, so next side hustle is gonna be the build once product side hustle. So remember chapter 3, SMMA, where I said when you stop working, the income stops? Well, this is the exact opposite of that. You build the thing once, and it sells while you sleep for years. So you can build one thing this year that pays you for the next 10. So most people trade time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. But there is a different game, and it's called the asset game. You spend a month building a digital product like a course, a book, a template, a piece of software. Then for the next 10 years, that thing pays you in your sleep. Every download, every purchase, every recurring subscription. So the analogy here is, think about a blacksmith versus a swordsmith. The blacksmith forges 100 swords a year. He gets paid for each one. He stops swinging the hammer, the income stops. The swordsmith designs one legendary sword that the king's army adopts, and every blade forged for the next 50 years pays him a royalty. One traded time, the other built an asset. YouTube is the king's court. You walk in, you show the court your work, the court adopts your design, and from that point forward, the design pays you forever. So a great example of someone who does this is Sean Dolwood. He's a community member of mine, and Sean publishes books, Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP to be exact, and he has been doing it for years. And when we first started working together, he was making about $30,000 a month from his book business and on YouTube. And he used YouTube to drive traffic to the book funnels or different book-related products like affiliate marketing products, as well as his book-related course teaching other people how to do that. And we helped him grow his channel to the point where he went all the way from about $30,000 a month to over $500,000 in a single month. So $500,000 a month from a digital product that he built once that sells while he sleeps. And what is the hardest part about building a digital product? Well, it's the content itself, the outline, the chapters, the structure, the copy, the funnel emails, the sales page, all of which Claude can now do for you in a day. And I'm not even kidding about this. So here's how to start. Pick a topic where you already have either A, expertise that other people are asking you about, or B, you have done a thing that other people want to do. So decide on a digital format like Kindle book, course, template, swipe file, software, audio program, etc. Drop your topic into Claude using the prompt below, build the asset in one focused week, and then promote it on YouTube for the next 10 years. So we did this with resume templates, for instance, and we were making $10,000 a month with resume templates or more. We don't really do that as much anymore, but we're still passively making some money from that business that we created where we just built a bunch of really good resume templates. And yeah, this prompt, which I'll put up on the screen, just copy and paste it, fill in the information, have it interview you until it has enough context to give you a good answer, and that'll get you started. All right, so the next one is the quiet monopoly, and this is the one that nobody talks about. This is the one where your audience size is small, but you own that audience. And owning a small, affluent audience is literally like a money printing press. And I want to tell you right now that audience size does not make money, audience value does. And most YouTubers chase subs. They want the next golden play button. They want to crack 1 million. And then they get there and they realize that their RPM is $3 and they have to run giveaways to keep the algorithm happy because they need millions and millions of views to make it full-time income. Meanwhile, someone with 60,000 subscribers in the right niche is pulling 80 grand a month. Here's the math that nobody teaches. Total revenue is not viewers times 1. It's viewers times the value per viewer. Here's an analogy, 2 channels, right? Channel 1 is a fast fashion lifestyle content. It has 100,000 viewers and each viewer is worth about $1 a year to that creator. So that's a total of 100,000 a year. Channel 2 is an independent jewelry designer for couples buying engagement rings. 5,000 viewers. Each viewer is worth $1,000 a year. That is a total of $5 million a year. Same total time spending making the videos, but 100 times the revenue because the audience value is wildly different. So this is the most undertaught concept on the entire platform. So here's a really good example of this. Nicole, she's a community member of mine and her channel is called GRC for Mere Mortals. Now GRC stands for Governance, Risk, and Compliance. This is corporate cybersecurity stuff that most people would think is the most boring topic on earth, but it pays really, really well if you get into it. Now, her channel has about 60,000 subscribers, and when she first started working with me, she had about 85 subscribers. And we helped her get to $80,000 in a single month well before she got to 60,000 subs, because she is helping people get into a super high paying job where there's a massive amount of demand. And that's not the craziest story. Our client Carla has about 1.5 thousand subs, gets 100 to 200 views per video, and she closed a 6-figure contract worth over $106,000, right? So it's not about the size of the audience, it's about the value that your channel creates. So in Nicole's case, she is targeting people that are usually already making really good money, probably $50,000 to $100,000 a year in their job, but they want to upskill and get a job where they can make $150,000 or $200,000 or even $300,000 a year. And it's very obvious that she can help them get into these jobs. Then in Carla's case, she's targeting a super affluent audience of business owners that want her to help them to recruit massive teams of people, typically from the Philippines or South America. And this is a very affluent audience, right? Business owners in this case have a ton of money. And so it is super easy to make money from these people, even if she only gets 100 to 200 views per video. And the coolest thing about this is nobody knows that it's working, right? A lot of people see these channels and they have no idea how much money these channels are making. Now, some of my anonymous clients get a couple hundred views per video. They make over 2 million a year. Another anonymous client gets about 500 to 1,000 views per video and makes over $10 million a year on YouTube with a channel that's about 30 to 40,000 subs. And of course, these clients are anonymous. They don't want any competition. And so you would never know that they're making money, but they are. Okay, so you can definitely make a lot of money getting a lot of views. That's what I do on this channel, but you can also make a lot of money without having to get a lot of views too. Okay, so the next side hustle is what I like to call the cold start. And this is one for anybody watching this thinking, okay, Shane, that sounds great, but I'm not a YouTuber. I've never made a video. I don't have a niche. I'm starting from zero. Good. Because the entire reason that this is on the list is that starting from zero is no longer the disadvantage that it used to be. See, the skill gap that used to take years to close, Claude just closed it in a weekend. 5 years ago, starting a YouTube channel from scratch required actual skill. You had to learn to write. You had to learn to structure videos. You had to learn the formats. And most beginners gave up at video 3. But today, the biggest beginner barrier, writing the scripts, is gone. And a lot of the other busy work that's required when it comes to doing a YouTube video is gone as well because of Claude. So Claude writes the scripts, you record, you upload, and you learn as you go. And the most important thing about this play is that you can be anybody from any background at any age and any experience level. Here's an analogy. Picture two people learning chess. Person one, back in the year 2000, they had to read books, memorize openings, play hundreds of games against people who are way better than them, and it took years to become decent. Person two, today, they open an app, and AI shows them in real time the best move every single turn, and they are playing at an intermediate level in a matter of a few weeks. The skill gap got compressed, the barrier shrunk, and this is what Claude did to YouTube script writing. So it no longer takes you half a decade to get really good at this. And by the way, the chess analogy is really great because we have a community member named Nathan Rose who only has about 5,000 subscribers, but he's already making about 6 figures a year from his YouTube channel. And the reason he's doing that is because he's not just teaching chess, he's teaching busy adults how to improve their chess. And typically he's targeting people who were adult learners, meaning they didn't learn chess when they were a kid. And he got to a 2,000 rating himself as an adult learner, which is a lot harder to do than if you learn chess as a kid. And he teaches other people how to do the same thing. And another example is my brother, Zach. So Zach spent 30 years in the trades, hands-on physical work, and he never uploaded a YouTube video in his life until about a year ago. Okay, I helped him pick a niche, which was careers in the trades, right? Helping other people choose the right trade career for them because he had actually lived it, right? He knew the audience because he was the audience when he first got started. And plus, he got asked all the time by younger people what trade career they should go into. And so he just made a YouTube channel answering the same questions that he answered when people asked him. And he used Claude for every single script. And by day 29, he had his first $214 in a single day from AdSense. So he went from zero to a full-time income. So here's how to get started. Make a list of every normal job that you've ever had in your life. Pick the one that you have the most years in, and that is your niche. Drop it into Claude using the prompt below, record on your phone, upload weekly, and do not quit before video 30. So again, this is the prompt. You can screenshot it, put it into Claude, fill in the blanks, and then tell it to interview you until it has the correct context it needs to give you the best answer. All right, so next is the compound play. And this one is the ceiling. This is the thing that's possible if you do all the other ones correctly over time, and that is the compound play, right? So the true payoff of YouTube is not being viral, right? It's not going viral. It's compounding. Most people on YouTube are chasing the wrong metric. They're chasing the viral moment, right? They want the video that gets to 1 million views. They want that one video that explodes. That is the lottery ticket play. Most people lose, but there is a different play. It is the play used by every quietly wealthy creator in my community. So you layer monetization, you compound the audience, and you add an income stream every single quarter, and then you reinvest the profits. Year 1, you're at $5,000 a month. Year 3, you're at 40,000. Year 5, you're at 200,000. So it's no one viral moment, it's just compounding. Now, an analogy here is compound interest, right? Most people understand it intellectually, but almost nobody respects how violent it actually is. Year 1, your investment grows 8%. Forgettable. Year 15, it's tripled. Year 30, it's unrecognizable from where you started. The first few years feel pointless. Then the curve breaks vertical. YouTube plus Claude plus layered monetization works exactly the same way. We've gotten 6-figure sales from videos that we posted over 5 years ago. So every single time we post a video, it's like a little soldier that just goes out and gets us views, gets us subscribers, and makes us money for the rest of its life. And who knows how long its life is gonna be. Content lasts a long time. People might still be watching our stuff 15 or 20 or 30 years from now. So a good example of this is Felix, and he's a community member of mine. Now, Felix runs a YouTube channel in the investing niche, and he has been layering monetization for years. Courses, affiliate deals, he started a software, he's got a high-ticket coaching programs, he's got sponsorships, etc., etc. And he is currently doing multiple 8 figures a year. He is literally #1 in his niche. Read that again. 8 figures from one YouTube channel and layered monetization on top. So he did not have to have a viral moment, he had a compounded curve. And if you think that that is the tops that you can get to, well, it's not. Just as an example, Physics Walla started by posting videos in his parents' basement, literally tutoring Indian kids on how to pass different physics-related exams. Then he grew his channel and he launched a company called Physics Walla that's now worth $5.2 billion, right? So the side hustle is just the start, but this is an asset that can compound for you over the years. It can help you develop your network, right? Reach out to people. Josh, for instance, had companies reaching out to him, offering him his dream jobs. These are companies that usually you have to apply to for years to get into, and they were reaching out to him. It can also help you grow your network. I got equity in a company that's probably gonna get sold for 9 or maybe even 10 figures because of my YouTube channel. So YouTube opens all those indirect and direct ways of making money for you that you could never even imagine were possible. And it's the only one on this list that truly can be started as a side hustle. There is nothing stopping you from recording a video this week and posting it. And then next week, recording another one, and then another one after that. And it only takes a couple hours a week max. Even if you're doing 3 videos a week, you can do it in less than 4 hours a week, just like my brother did. So again, if you want to learn how to do that, click the link in the description in the pinned comment below to attend the live training. And I know that the vast majority of you are gonna watch my videos and enjoy them. You're gonna take our free Claude skills and Claude prompts and enjoy those as well. You're gonna attend our live trainings, pick your niche, and get a ton of value out of that too. And you're never gonna end up working with us directly one-on-one, and that is totally fine. But for the small percentage of you out there, maybe 0.1 or 1%, who do want that one-on-one attention, you either want us to literally teach you and mentor you one-on-one, or you want us to just do the work for you, then go ahead and book a call by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below. But do not book a call unless you're very serious, because we can only work with about 3 people right now. We have a less than 18% acceptance rate on the people that we work with one-on-one. So only book if you're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube. So the types of people that we typically work with are going to be online business owners. So we're talking coaches, consultants, agency owners, online service providers, etc., or some types of localized business owners. So an example of that would be dental cosmetic clinics, law firms, realtors, insurance agents, and various different types of medical businesses, such as dental cosmetic clinics, etc. The third type of person we work with is YouTubers who are getting a lot of views, but they're struggling with monetization. The fourth type of person we work with is YouTubers who are crushing it, but they want to crush it even harder. And the fifth type of person we work with are people who want to treat YouTube like a business. Typically, they're professionals that are already making really good money, and they're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube and giving a lot of value to the world, helping other people solve the problems that they've already solved themselves. And typically they are experts. So some people, for instance, have published their own books. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and book a call by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below, and we look forward to talking to you. And also check out this video right here of exactly how we helped my brother go from 0 to a full-time income in less than 1 month on YouTube. And you can check that out by clicking right here.